Combs, the judge postponing the last phase of the process until Monday.
He sent somebody through somebody else to try to get in contact with me, telling me enough is enough.
So literally just leaving the federal courthouse, lots happened today. The big thing is there is still no juror.
Jury in the Sean Diddy Combs case almost complete. Prosecutors are preparing for opening arguments on Monday, but they admit there's a snag. One of their key witnesses against the rapper appears to have gone missing. This comes as we learn that Combs' ex-girlfriend, who was seen on video being assaulted by the rapper, is pregnant. Here's Les Trent.
Is a key witness in the Sean Diddy Combs trial backing out? Victim number 3, as she's called, was set to testify against the music mogul. The name of victim number 3 was going to be revealed when she took the stand, but the woman has apparently gone missing, and prosecutors say they've been unable to reach her.
People just get nervous, and this person could just be nervous and just has had second thoughts.
If the prosecutor can't find this witness, how might it affect the case?
Look, I don't think it's going to have a tremendous effect. The prosecution is going to call a number of alleged victims. So look, this is just one less.
Someone else is also getting cold feet. A juror sent an email to the judge asking to be removed from the panel for issues of personal well-being.
The air crackles with tension as the trial of Sean Diddy Combs faces unexpected and eerie disruptions. What was once a straightforward, if high-profile, legal proceeding has now spiraled into something far more unsettling. Witnesses have vanished. Jurors have begun backing out, citing concerns for their personal safety. And at the center of it all is the looming figure of Diddy himself, a man once seen as untouchable, now cast in the shadow of chilling accusations. But what exactly is happening inside and outside that courtroom? Who is pulling the strings? And how far will they go to silence the truth? It all began to unravel when one of the prosecution's most crucial witnesses, identified only as victim number 3, disappeared just days before she was scheduled to testify. Prosecutors were confident that her testimony would deal a serious blow to Diddy's defense, not only because of what she knew, but because she was reportedly pregnant and emotionally ready to speak publicly. But then, nothing. She vanished. No calls, no communication, no explanation. What happened? Was it fear? Cold feet? Or was something, or someone, responsible for making her disappear? Authorities remain tight-lipped, but whispers have begun to grow. Many fear this isn't just a case of nerves. It could be witness tampering on a scale we rarely see in modern trials. And if a missing witness wasn't enough to raise red flags, jurors themselves began to pull out. One juror went so far as to write a direct plea to the judge, asking to be removed from the panel for reasons of personal well-being. The statement was vague, but the implications couldn't be clearer. People are scared. This isn't about media pressure or courtroom fatigue. This is about fear, deep, palpable fear that whatever's being exposed in this trial might have real-world consequences for those brave enough to get involved. The judge, in a rare move, ordered a new wave of prospective jurors to be screened, acknowledging that concerns for safety had created an unstable foundation for the proceedings. Outside the courtroom, former Diddy insiders have begun to speak out, offering damning glimpses into a world shrouded in power, secrecy, and manipulation. Among them is Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard.
News came out that his former bandmate from Dirty Money, she called the other group member Dunn 58 times, trying to get her to stop the lawsuit against Diddy.
She ain't the only one he was trying to get in contact with. You understand? He sent somebody through somebody else to try to get in contact with me, telling me enough is enough. Oh, okay. You tell Big Mama that enough is enough. You can't tell Wolf Mama enough is enough. You tell D Ferg Mama enough is enough. You understand? You tell all those people who supported you and they survivors, enough is enough.
You didn't tell me about that. So he tried to get somebody to reach out to you?
No, I got a phone call from Kirk Burrows. And Kirk Burrows, and I ain't gonna even give this guy no play. Not Kirk Burrows, but one of the Puff dudes that I know that's real close to him said, Kirk told me, yo, he wanna reach out to you, Gene. He wanna speak to you. I said, speak to me for what? What do you want to speak to me for? If he's trying to speak to me, it's for Puff. Point blank. I know the dude. I know how close he is to Puff. He's been with Puff from day one. So he ain't got nothing to say to me, bro. But Kirk Burrows did say to me that the dude said enough is enough. When do it becomes enough? This is relayed to me by Kirk Burrows. This guy is like this with Diddy. You seen him on Drink Champs with him. You see him walking the streets in Miami with him, the whole 9 yards. So I'm saying to him, what does he want to talk to me for? He ain't got enough to say, he ain't got nothing to say to me. He said, yo, Gene, he said enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? Enough is enough to what? And I told Kirk Burrows, yo, if he wanted, I said, he don't want to talk to me for himself. He wanted to talk to me for Diddy. And I ain't got nothing to say to him. He ain't said enough is enough to Wolf Mother when he cursed out and told her all kinds of shit. Did he say enough is enough to Big's mother? What do you mean enough is enough? And that's how that conversation went.
How did you feel about it after you were done?
I felt that, like, cause they must have got at Kirk Burrows, cause Kirk called me with the bullshit. Yo, you gotta fix that. You know this, man. God, excuse me. Listen here, bro. I don't care nothing about none of these industry cats and what they do and how they do it. That's their business. You understand? I don't tell a man how to screw his wife and how to spend his money. You don't tell me what I gotta do with my time. Point blank.
Do you feel like at some point Diddy could try to come after you or do something, you know, being that he's went after a lot of people, he's did a lot of stuff, as you know about.
Cam, let me tell you something, man. If I worried about what somebody would do for me, I wouldn't be the man.
A man who never signed a non-disclosure agreement and refuses to be silenced. In a series of chilling interviews, Deal describes how Diddy tried to reach out, even behind bars, demanding he stop speaking about him. Enough is enough, Diddy allegedly said through an associate. But for Deal, enough was never said when the abuse was happening. Enough wasn't said when lives were destroyed. Deal's refusal to back down has turned him into an unexpected lightning rod in this explosive case. He describes scenes of chaos, women passed out from spiked drinks, parties so dangerously overcrowded that he feared fatalities, a fear that tragically came true when 9 people allegedly died one night. Deal also claims Diddy's infamous FreakOFF parties were built on coercion and control. He recalls how women and employees were forced to sign NDAs, how certain individuals were pimped out to record executives, and how silence was enforced through fear, power, and money. If true, these are not just parties, they are a system, a machine. And Diddy, according to Deal, sat firmly at the top, pulling every string. Adding further fuel to these claims are records from the Metropolitan Detention Center, where Diddy was previously held. These documents reportedly show Diddy made hundreds of phone calls to potential victims and witnesses, some as many as 200 times. In an effort to evade monitoring, Diddy allegedly used intermediaries, family members and associates, to bring victims into three-way calls, masking direct contact. Legal analysts have described this as a classic case of witness tampering, a federal offense with the potential to derail even the most meticulously built defense. And just when you think the story can't get any darker, old rumors resurface, this time about what happened behind closed doors at Diddy's most infamous events. A woman interviewed for a TMZ documentary claimed she once saw individuals dressed as Harajuku Barbies at one of Diddy's parties. At first, she believed they were little people, until the sickening realization hit that they might have been children. While this story remains unverified and is based on a single source, the horror of the imagery alone has reignited questions about what truly happened at those events, especially in light of Diddy's own past comments on late-night shows, where he casually described over-the-top, sexually charged party themes. And then there's the list, a list presented to jurors during selection, containing over 100 names of celebrities and public figures potentially connected to Diddy's world. Michael B. Jordan, Kanye West, Mike Myers, even Robert Downey Jr. Not all are implicated, and many have no known involvement in the case. But their inclusion speaks to how vast Diddy's network was, and how many high-powered names might get drawn into the spotlight. Some believe the list was designed to uncover juror bias, but others suspected hints at something much more complex, a web of influence, secrets, and maybe even complicity. The fallout has already begun. Bishop T.D. Jakes, a spiritual advisor to presidents and a longtime religious leader, abruptly stepped down from his church leadership just days after reports of a possible Diddy plea deal surfaced. Jakes cited health concerns and succession planning, but the timing has sparked widespread speculation. Could Diddy's potential cooperation with federal authorities lead to revelations far beyond his personal conduct? Could names that once seemed untouchable find themselves on the wrong side of an investigation? As the prosecution builds its case, Diddy's legal team has begun to flail, and the cracks are showing. Longtime lawyers have dropped him, citing ethical concerns. A prestigious law firm that represents megastars like Lady Gaga has cut ties. Some reports even claim Gaga herself pressured the firm to drop Diddy or risk losing her as a client. With his legal resources dwindling, Diddy's defense has become increasingly erratic, shifting blame, challenging evidence, and even attacking the credibility of his ex-girlfriend and key accuser, Cassie Ventura. In a stunning and controversial pivot, Diddy's team now claims that Cassie was the aggressor in their relationship, and that any sexual activity, including the now infamous FreakOFFs, was consensual. This is despite video evidence that appears to clearly show Diddy assaulting her. The defense further argues that drugs and alcohol impaired Diddy's mental state to such a degree that he shouldn't be held fully accountable for his actions. Prosecutors are fighting back hard, aiming to block testimony from a forensic video expert who claims the footage of Diddy hitting Cassie was altered. It's a battle of narratives, one grounded in evidence, the other in deflection. As all of this unfolds, Diddy's final legal maneuver is perhaps the most desperate yet. He's challenging the very legality of the investigation. His attorneys claim the search warrants used to raid his Miami and Los Angeles homes were flawed, based on misleading information, and should be thrown out. If successful, this move could wipe out massive amounts of evidence, a potential game-changer in the case. But even this strategy feels like a last gasp, a final attempt to stall the inevitable. The courtroom is tense. The public is watching, and every day brings new revelations, new cracks in the carefully constructed facade. With federal protection now considered for witnesses, and more jurors backing out by the day, one thing is clear. This case is no longer just about Diddy. It's about power, control, and whether the justice system can withstand the pressure of prosecuting someone who once believed himself above the law. As the trial nears, the only real question left is, who else will fall before the truth finally rises?